Good morning to you. Another great finals battle between the Rabbitohs and the Panthers. Panthers just too good. Third straight grand final.
Unbelievable. They're an incredible club, well coached. They're a really professional organisation and they play as a team. I know they've got some superstars in their side, but they just play as a team. They had to overcome a 12-point deficit in the first half. Went into half-time 12-all. There was a try just before half-time to Brian Toto, and it really deflated the Rabbitohs, and they were just too good in the end. They're playing in their third consecutive grand final and looking to go back-to-back.
It was a terrific game, no doubt about that, really, last night. But 12-0 up, I must admit, I thought maybe Souths could bring about an upset here, but in the end, Penrith were too good. 32 unanswered points, led by Nathan Cleary. Looking ahead to the grand final against Parramatta, how are Parramatta going to negate Cleary, particularly those bombs?
Yeah, well, they're going to have to withstand pressure because Penrith apply pressure to you just slowly, and they continually do it. They're a ruthless team, and you talk about those bombs from Nathan Cleary. I thought South Sydney did a fair job of putting pressure on him, but when he gets a hold of them, they are really hard to catch. And you see Tane Milne here drop one. This try was disallowed.
Oh, how was it disallowed?
It shouldn't have been, but that's what can happen off the back of Nathan Cleary's bombs, and the whole Panthers team, they know that that's a possibility that they're going to drop these bombs. So they're all on side and they get down there and they apply pressure like no other.
Billy, that left edge for Penrith, Kickow, he's going to have a nervous little wait now with that shoulder charge. He's got a little bit of previous, so they're going to be looking at that charge sheet and go, oh, gee, I hope they get away with one.
Well, I just heard the news before I came on here that he is free to play.
Oh, great call.
So they've dropped the news early.
They've dropped the news early. Panthers fans will breathe a sigh of relief, and so will Viliami Kikau, who'll get to play one more game for the Penrith Panthers. Obviously, he's moving to the Bulldogs next year, but he is such a strike weapon on that left-hand side, and it just makes their credentials for another premiership even more.
Massive relief for Penrith fans. So Viliami Kikau free to play. Heard it here from Billy Slater first. Latrell Mitchell, quiet night. Did that hit in the first half sort of rattle him a bit?
Yeah, Moses Leota got him, didn't he? And look, I think just the way the game panned out, and I mentioned it before, the way the Panthers, there it is there. He stayed on his haunches for about 30 seconds after that one, as you would. But look, it was just one of those games that they just suffocated the Rabbitohs. Once they got a little bit of field position and possession, they just took control of the game. And Tubby, you mentioned it before, Nathan Cleary, he didn't have one hand on the game, he had both hands, especially in that second half, and his kicking game really suffocated the Bunnies, and he scored a try off a kick in the second half, and he set one up for Spencer Leniu as well. So he certainly holds the key to how the Panthers go, but the Parramatta Eels, they're dangerous. The way they played against Canberra 2 weeks ago, I thought they were at their best. They used the football, they stayed in their lanes, and they created offloads. And if they can unsettle the Panthers in that way, they're a chance.
So what do the Panthers do? Do they just throw caution to... Sorry, the Eels do. They just throw caution to the wind? They say, righto, it's Penrith's grand final to lose. Yep. Do we just throw all the game plans out and just go for it?
Well, you go for your game. You absolutely go for your game. There are many different ways you can win a rugby league game. One of them's the Panthers style, where they'll just suffocate you and build pressure and wait for an opportunity. And then there's the other way, the Parramatta Eels. Well, they'll go and look for their opportunity and they'll force the envelope. And if it comes off for them, they're a dangerous team. And then if they can get on the scoreboard early, they'll add that...
Are we playing NFL or NRL?
Yeah, that was one they got away with. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys had an opportunity to tackle them as well. So they're going to have to defend really well. That's one thing that the Panthers do. They defend really well. They've conceded 3 tries in this final series. So if Parramatta are going to win this game, they're going to have to stop the Panthers scoring tries.
It is going to be a massive week in Western Sydney, that's for sure.